Hello, everyone. Finally, we got a very nice weather today in Toronto,
Third
and
time.
yeah, we are lucky because these days we had cold weather. Even if for some other countries is very warm and cool, but today finally we could go out with a jacket, and I'm so happy. We have James Elliot today. We had him before, but in my PTSD self healing show. But today it's another topic. We're going to talk about job, an unstoppable entrepreneur. He is very successful in his business and he's doing NLP leadership training. And yeah, he's with us today. Welcome to my
Yeah,
show, James.
welcome. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be back with you. I had a lot of fun last time, and looking forward to giving some great content this time as well. So I'm glad to be here.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, last time we had lots of information and we learned how we can use NLP in PTSD recovery and how we can use it to control our emotion. If we have negative emotion, how we can hold back from those emotions. And today, what do you have for us today?
Lots of goodies, lots of goodies. So I'm launching this program called the Unstoppable Entrepreneur, and it's been interesting. It's as we were talking about, things sometimes take longer than you want, and I tell people not to get discouraged. I've been so busy with the NLP trading and certification side of my business that I haven't fully launched the Unstoppable Entrepreneur yet. So it's really interesting. So the Unstoppable Entrepreneur is a program. It's a training and mastermind to help people transition out of a job, a corporate job, into their own successful business, or maybe they're already laid off and they really don't want to go back to a corporate environment. They don't want to go back to a job or a boss. They want to do what lights them up. They want to do what they love. So that's what the Unstoppable Entrepreneur Blueprint program is about. And happy to share some goodies from there. Happy to share some tips and tricks as well. We can talk about self-sabotage as well, because unfortunately, you'll find a lot of people will sabotage you either consciously or unconsciously. Breaks my heart. It happens a lot though. And sometimes the people closest to you will, I'll say, sabotage you or tell you it can't be done or it's not working, or, oh, you've tried it for a while, maybe you should go back and get a job. And you can't listen to them, especially the haters. But again, people closest to you sometimes are the biggest detractors or preventers of you really reinventing yourself and reinventing your job, transitioning, or even you've already transitioned and growing. So yeah, I thought we'd kind of start with that prelude and see if you had any questions for me, any thoughts, Pantea, and we'd go from there.
Yeah, that's exactly the topic of this show, Job Reinvented show, because we are trying to help people who are trying to start entrepreneurship. They've been there for years, like getting the check back to back, and finally they are fired, or because of the COVID, they lost their job. They don't know how to start. What I know is that people always afraid of starting their own entrepreneurship path because um, they are very dependent on their education background. You see, and you know the problem is when you are very dependent, because you work hard, you educate yourself a lot, and
Yeah.
then you have to think out of the box, because it's not only the educational background. You may have other talents that you can
Yeah.
use to make money, right? And it's not
Right on.
only that. Sometimes in some point of your life, the educational background doesn't work for you. Because let's
Anymore.
say me, yeah, exactly. I was a programmer, software engineer. For a while, I was so happy, very excited. I'm doing the code, I'm doing the programming, because every day was challenge and learning, problem solving. Everything was new for me. And after some time, I said, all right, if it's like job is different. When you do it as a fun, it's different. And the problem for the
Yeah.
programming was that you
Yeah.
had to upgrade yourself all the time. You see, the stuff, if you lose, not losing, if you actually change your career, they may have other software in their company.
True.
You see,
True.
and
That's
then
true.
those software you learn is not going to work for you, and you have to learn
You gotta
something
change again.
else. Or after 6 months, if you're out of job, again you have to upgrade yourself. This is too much learning and too much updating yourself. So I said
We'll
I need
change.
something more stable. So that's why I chose some time to do the transition. And even after some time project management, then I've done a good job. Then I had my baby, and then I had to change everything again. So you see, too much transition. And what people want to know here, my audience, is that what are the three top skills that is so important, or so important for entrepreneurs to start their new transition?
So I would, as a really good question, I would say, communication, highly effective communication would be a part of it. And highly effective listening is also part of that. Everyone's like, oh, I communicate fine. And we can always communicate better, whether you think you communicate fine, we really communicate fine. We all think we're great communicators. I learned a hard lesson that, wow, there was a lot of room for me to grow, and especially the listening part of it. So many people, we're not listening to someone that's talking to us. Like, we're thinking, okay, hurry up and buy, or hopefully they'll buy my thing, or I got to pay up my bills or credit card. Hope they'll buy, or hope they'll go ahead with it, and this and that. And we're not really listening, or thinking, oh, I got to pick up the kids later. I got to do this, or I'm worried about that, or this is something I have to do. And we're not present and listening with people. So that's one of the biggest things I do, is I teach people how to actually listen properly, how to actually communicate properly. And that alone, when you do that really well, will help you stand out from everyone else and be highly enrolling. People sign up and they'll want to work with you. And you'll stand out because not many people have great listening skills these days. I mean, social media, our phones, everything have taught us to be distracted and not to focus on one thing. And when you do that, you focus on that person, you make them the most important person in the world to you in that moment, you'll stand out. You'll create trust and rapport right there immediately. So communication is one of the biggest thing. Number two is resiliency. Becoming an
Can I
entrepreneur
add
is the most.
something here?
Oh,
Can I
yeah, go
add
ahead.
something about the communication? Um, if you are going to start entrepreneurship, as James said, for me, networking was the first thing
Yeah.
that really helped my business grow. It's a key, and it's not only and is you learn how to deal with other people, and how, as you said, listen to them. The point
Exactly.
is, when you are doing like working for others in office, sometimes you really don't need too much communication. You have a job to do,
Your stuff done
right?
and get out of there, right?
Exactly. You have a job to do, especially when you are a programmer. You may have only 15 minutes in the morning talking about the project, or very little communication, depending the job you are in. But when you are with a client, you definitely need to be a good communicator. Yeah.
That's the thing. It's so key.
Okay.
And a lot of people say, oh, I already communicate well. You may hear yourself talk, but we all could be better communicators. In fact, I know we all can be better communicators. We have to. If you want to do better, sign people up more, have people refer to you more, get more clients, make more money, and help and impact more people, you have to improve listening skills, communication skills, and just getting that trust and credibility, because you actually want to serve them. And part of great communication is also, how can I help this person? How can I serve this person? That's what's going on in your head, versus, how can I sell them? How can I close them? I got to pay my bills. I got to do this and that, right? So that's the key to it all. So that's probably the one thing, Pantea, for the first thing is highly effective communication, and that's why I love NLP.
Networking.
Because
And
exactly, whether it's networking, whether it's writing, whether it's copywriting, your marketing, your stuff you put on Facebook, at all, it needs to be great communication. I've seen the results of good pages or good communication, good presentations, bad pages, bad communication, bad presentations, and it's day and night difference. Either it's broke
Even James,
or rich.
even you're working for someone else. In the beginning, if you are a good communicator, you can get the job because you can present yourself. Yeah. But if you can't talk, you are ashamed, you cannot present yourself 100%. I know a lot of
Correct.
people, they are very talented. They come to the interview, they are locked. They can't do anything. And
Yeah.
that's why they are not really lucky. I'm not saying lucky, they haven't learned how to get the job. What is the second
You
tip?
got to be able to. And you got to be able to confidently and powerfully articulate your value, what you do, whether you're looking to get hired, whether you're looking to someone to buy from you as an entrepreneur. It's got to be that. And otherwise, people don't see you as an expert, and people want to buy from experts. They don't want to buy from dabblers or hobbyists per se, or dabblers or amateurs. So you need to communicate effectively and communicate like an expert, and that is when people will buy from you, right? So to your point, yeah, it just positively, powerfully articulate your why you do it, what makes it credible, how you help people, not all the speeds and feeds and features and all the degrees and training you have, but how you actually get people outcomes and what specific outcomes you get them. Is it more money? Is it more time? Is it more peace? Is it more organization? Is it more, or is it less worry, less fear, less time consuming? You and I were talking about me getting a virtual assistant finally, adding that person to my team. It's huge. It's huge, and that's will make or break it. And again, how can I serve this person versus how can I sell this person? I got to pay my bills, or people will smell desperation from miles away, and they will run like hell. So think always, how can I help this person? I've got their back. How can I help them? How can I serve them? Even if it's referring them to someone else or connecting with them or sending them an article or a training or something I saw that made me think of them. How can I help them? And just that abundance, and the clients will come to you. I promise you that. Definitely. So that was number one.
Number two?
Number two would be resilience, for sure. Resilience, never, ever, ever give up. Resilience is so key. Starting my own business has been the most amazing thing I've ever done. And also, I probably would say the scariest and hardest thing I've ever done as well. And that's okay. I don't want to dissuade anyone, because sometimes the best things in life are the scariest or hardest to start. I mean, if it was easy, everyone would be doing it. Everyone would be a millionaire or billionaire, right? And it doesn't happen that way. So you need to be resilient. You need to decide, I'm going to do this, and I'm never giving up till I get my goal. Because if you just dip your toe in the water, or let me try this, or the word try presupposes failure anyways. But let me, so do it and aim to give 100% and never give up no matter what until you get to your goal. And then beyond that. So the resilience of the haters on social media, or if an event doesn't go well, I've had some events in the past when I started, 2 people showed up to, or 1 person, or 0 showed up, right? Or people hating on some of my posts online, or whatever it is. You just got to be resilient. And whether it's people telling you, this thing isn't working for you, Clay, you should go back and get a job, or all that stuff, or even people trying to stop you from starting your own business. I mean, for me, it's the only way. There's no better thing in life than to create your own baby, so to speak, and start this thing you love and you're passionate about. And often it's the people closest to you that'll say, oh, it won't work, or it's too hard, or it's not the right time, or COVID, or the economy, or blah, 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 blah. You don't have experience in that, or you can't make money at that, or people won't pay for that. I mean, people will pay for anything these days if they get value from, right? So ignore the haters, first of all. Embrace the haters. It means you're standing for something, you're speaking for something, you're taking action, speaking out versus hiding. And just be very vigilant and have boundaries with people that are closest to you in your life. Because either intentionally, because they're like, wow, I'm gonna feel like crap if he or she achieves what I want, but I'm too scared to do it. So sometimes they intentionally pull you down, or sometimes it's unconscious. It's either fear that they don't want you to fail, or they don't want to see you fail, or heartbreak. So they maybe you shouldn't do it, or it's too hard, or cost too much, or you don't have the whatever. Or again, unconscious sabotage, because they don't want to feel like crap when you achieve the goal that they want and the dream they want.
So we're going to come back in a few seconds go to your third tip. Please
Sounds good. So
subscribe to
number
panteakalhor
3,
Transition channel and order my book, Rules of Change for the Better. Tune up your mood and transform your life to reach your biggest dreams. Okay,
by the way, I
number 3.
love the butterfly and the chrysalis,
Really?
chrysalis on your, because it is about transformation, and that was going to be. Thank you for the prelude. Actually, thank you for the prelude, because it's working on yourself, developing yourself personally. Again, these are 3 reasons why I love NLP, and I teach NLP and several other modalities to amazing people, because it helps you be resilient, it helps you take action, helps you communicate better, listen better, and it also will help you shift and transform. The more work I do on myself, the more personal development I do, the more awesome my clients become, the more money I make, the more people I serve, the more reach I have, that cool stuff just randomly, amazing things randomly happen, come into my life. And that's a huge, huge part of it, is doing the inner work on yourself, working on what doesn't serve you anymore, stuff from the past that's still with you that maybe you swear doesn't bother you anymore, or you've shoved in the emotional closet, or triggers that are still there that you find ways to avoid, or you have vices to help you get through it. The stuff that's not working, the stuff you need to let go of, maybe forgive, or create boundaries, or maybe stop hanging out with certain people, or start hanging out with other people you want to be like. That's the big, and working on just what no longer works with you. Working on your own self-value and self-worth is huge, because people will only pay you what deep down you feel you're worth, with every cell in your body, every molecule in your body. You can say, oh yeah, I'm worth $500 an hour or whatever it is, but people will not pay it unless you are fully congruent that you are worth that with every bone in your body. And if you are, the good news is that they'll pay you a lot more than other people, because you are so confident, and that energy, that confidence, that vibe, that body language goes out, and you're like, you're darn right, I'm worth $500 an hour, or whatever you charge, right? You're darn right I'm worth that. And you'll get 1,000 times that by working with me, by paying me $500 an hour, for example. So that's the biggest thing, working on yourself. There's so many ways to do it. There's, whether it's NLP or timeline therapy or hypnosis, or ayahuasca journeys, or medicinal mushroom journeys, or spirituality, meditation, energy medicine, Reiki, whatever it is. Do different things. I don't want to use the word try, but use different modalities, work with different folks, learn different tools. And that's, again, why I love teaching the tools I do teach people. It's nothing short of life transformational. And again, that is what will help you grow your business faster, be more successful faster, have less heartache, serve more people, make more money, and make a bigger impact, not to mention be way more fulfilled, because you're doing what you love for who you love. I'm at the cottage right now. I work from the cottage now, and I want that for everyone too. I want you to work with kick-ass clients from wherever you want in the world, whenever you want, and take a lot of time off too, because you need to recharge and be full in order to serve people. So, by the way, if you guys are working hard and frazzled and burnt out and not wondering why things aren't working, try taking some time off and see what happens. So that's a always be working on yourself. I promise you, it'll 1,000,000 times over, it'll come back to you, as I'm living proof, literally living proof. Not to mention, I've kept 60 pounds off for about 17 years, again, because of the inner work I did on mindset, limiting beliefs, Right. So that's a third biggie. Yeah.
Beautiful. So what are the third tips entrepreneurs usually fail and give up?
So say that again. What are the third?
What are the 3 factors that entrepreneurs give up, and they don't want to continue their entrepreneurship?
So usually I find it's taking longer than they thought. It's costing more than they thought, and those are usually the case. Usually will take longer and usually will cost more. So be aware of that and plan for that, and avoid getting dissuaded if it does happen. We have our plans and our schedule, and life, or the universe, or God, or whatever, says, well, that's nice. This is how it's going to happen, and this is how you need it, despite our own plans. So that's the thing. It's like, the reason people fail is because they haven't planned for a little extra money that they need to spend, or they refuse to spend money, and invest and be resourceful and find ways to invest money so that they get it back 1,000 times, or they think of business investment or coaching or training or whatever as a cost versus investing. So those are the first two. But yeah, they takes longer, it costs more. And then the third one, people fail. The reason people give up and fail, I think, because they don't have mentorship. They don't have good or great mentorship. You know, we don't know what we don't know. I once had a couple sisters wanting to work with me to start a business. One sister was gung ho, and the other sister was like, I don't need someone to tell me how to run my business. I don't need a business coach. I'm like, well, have you ever started a business before? Are you aware of all the potholes and landmines? Are you aware of what to do and how to do it and how to start a website and how to talk to people, how to sell? You know, it was a very arrogant approach. And so obviously, they unfortunately haven't been successful, which breaks my heart because the one sister was all ready to go. So that's the biggest thing. Find a mentor, find a coach, find a support system, find a group of people that I say, find a group of people who are successful and entrepreneurs doing something different than what you want to do, because you'll have different perspective. And also find a second group of entrepreneurs who are doing exactly what you want to do. I don't know, maybe it's a florist or basket weaving or becoming a coach or whatever it is. I mean, that's why I have my mastermind group for my NLP grads, my entrepreneur grads, and my certified coach grads. You hang out with people like you, and great stuff is going to happen. So a group that's different, that does different things, and find a group that does the same thing as you for resourcing, mastermind. Get a great mentor, a great coach. They're worth their weight in gold. It's not a cost. It's literally an investment. It's a multiplier. Yes. It's a money multiplier. And that's the third thing. They don't have the right guidance.
Exactly. I like what you mentioned about the support group, because I always use it. Right now in internet, there are lots of support groups. Let's say you're going to start writing a book, right? If you haven't done it, and you do it yourself, you said, okay, I'm going to Google it, I'm going to do it. But the problem, you may definitely fail, because the problem is you don't know so many strategies and you don't have so much support. That's the one, the first time I did. For the next time, I had a support group. So whenever I had some problem, I asked the question, and there were so many people to answer the question. You see? And even I love Mastermind because I've been in few programs. The point is they push each other to reach the goal. And they say, okay, exactly, you are stuck somewhere. I know I have this problem. What should I do? The only people can help you are people who are in the same situation. So that's the mastermind purpose, because you can't ask people out of those situations that they haven't tried it before, right? So it's better you be connected to, again, get back to your first one, connection and communication and networking. That's the first thing. Because if you could create this connection, it's much, much faster. And you can actually have more courage because you see other people already achieve it. And you are in the same boat and they help each other. That's interesting. They don't want to, they are there to help you. And you are there to help them too, right?
And that's the thing. And then it's masterminding is amazing. I say have someone similar and different, because it's great. The third party perspectives you can get for people that do different things from you and different options and ideas. They're thinking outside the box. But then a group of, let's say, nutritionists or coaches or whatever it is also absolutely key as well. You need it. It's so important to have. So yeah, right on.
So we are 5 minutes away. We have 5 minutes. Let's talk about your YouTube channel and your website. If you have any freebies for my audience, please tell us.
Sounds like a plan. So yeah, several things. We have the YouTube channel as well. I do video podcasts on there, as well as usually a weekly success tip. a lot for business owners, for entrepreneurs, weekly mindset hacks, success tip, how to hack your brain to be more powerful, more confident, more charismatic, and just really, enroll people and be an amazing networker, amazing business person. That way you can be successful and live your mission, do what you love, make great money. So check out the YouTube channel as well. There's my book as well, Unleash Your Power, on Amazon. If you want a signed copy, just email me or submit a form on my website. Happy to send you a signed copy as well. James at unleashyourpower.com, or just www.unleashyourpower.com, just like it's in the down the scrolly highlights there. And so those are the couple things as well. And also, I have a new NLP mini course that's coming out. It's almost done, almost complete. And if you want to email me on that, because it's early still, I will give you it for free, because it's still in its final development. So again, just James at unleashyourpower.com. For your viewers, just please feel free to email me. I'll send you the link for the free NLP mini breakthrough course. Thank you. You'll get a lot out of it for sales, for credibility, trust, rapport, confidence, and powerfully articulating your message. So those are some goodies as well. And I guess there was one thought, and I'm trying to remember what it was. One thought I had when you were talking about something I wanted to leave people with tonight, and it is escaping me. But I guess the biggest thing is to go out there and find different ways to connect with people. And instead of doing one thing only, like only Facebook or only Instagram or only networking or only digital marketing, use them all. I think they all are so important, and they all support each other. If you do one, let's say only networking, or which can be a lot of effort and time, but it also is very valuable. Or let's say you only do digital marketing, or only, I call it hiding, when people are hiding behind just doing picture posts on Facebook and Instagram. You need more than that, guys. You got to be really engaging. You got to really put yourself out there. So again, be everywhere. Be pervasive, not persuasive. Be persuasive too. Be pervasive. Be everywhere. And, do lives like this, get interviewed on podcast shows, attend networking events, hire someone to do, search engine optimization for your website, maybe Facebook ads, YouTube ads, go to networking events, go to shows, speak on, different events, the Toronto entrepreneur events, Toronto networking events. They do great virtual events. See if you can get on someone's virtual summit podcasts. Be everywhere, because the more everywhere you be, the more people will be familiar with you, and familiarity breeds trust. So they'll trust you, and that means they'll buy from you and refer to you, right? Whereas if you're just one little thing, one little piece of the universe, or heaven forbid, you're hiding and not doing anything, expect business to come, and that's another major mistake, right? Is twiddling your thumbs. You got business set up, and your business cards up, maybe your website's up, but you're not everywhere. Be everywhere, or everywhere you can. You can't do everything at once. But be as much as you can everywhere, which means hiring great people, like an SEO person or an ads person, and hiring someone like Pantea. My book has been amazing for me. My credibility, it's featured on my website. So, wow, you wrote a book, you're a best-selling author. Wow, that's amazing. I instantly stand out from other people. I've been on, the Huffington Post, I've been on news, I've been on CBC News, CTV. You'll instantly stand out. And it's not, believe it or not, it's not that hard to do, especially when you have someone like an expert like Pantea that can help you become a bestseller, become an author.
Thank you.
Use that, my pleasure. It's because it's been so valuable for me. I even potential clients, you can send them a free book. Potential clients, send them a free book, sign if you want, or a paid copy, or send a free PDF, and you can say, if you want the paid book, go ahead and I'll send you an autographed version. There's many ways to do it, but books are great as well. Books are fantastic. It's a business
creates authority. Yes.
Yeah.
Business card. Yeah. Exactly. It's a good thing, and create authority, and helps you to be featured in media as it did for me. Yeah, exactly. It's a great thing. Thank you so much.
Because you're welcome. Because to your point, you need to be credible. You need to be. There's so many, other people out there. You need to be different. You need to be credible. So find ways. And again, this is a great way. So I hope that's been valuable. Never ever. Can I give you 5 little tips in 10 seconds? Can I give you? I want to leave someone with. So here's 5 of my key pillars for success. So take action is number 1. You got to do the doing. You can't hide. You got to do the doing. 2 is work on yourself, like we talked about before. 3 is focus on what you want. If you focus on the crap or worry or fear or you're going to get that. You focus on amazing things, being grateful, focusing, wow, what's possible? What can happen? I'm so excited for what can happen versus all the, oh, what if I fail? Be excited. 4 is be okay with risk and failure. No risk, no reward, no pain, no gain. And number 5 is never, ever, ever give up until you get to where you want to be. No matter what anyone says to you, including the closest people to you, never, ever give up till you get what you want. There you go. That was probably longer than 10 seconds, but I think that's very valuable to share. And that's been responsible for my massive success.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, that was so useful and informational, very inspirational today.
My pleasure.
Thank you so much. Bye, James.
My pleasure. Take care, guys. Thank you.
Bye.